For men, society has two main messages that it is constantly trying to shove down your throat, and both of them happen to be absolutely terrible. Let's talk about what regular, normal, good guys are too afraid to say out loud.
Thanks for watching Blimey Cow. This episode is sponsored by Unbound and made possible by viewers like you.
I want you to name one trait about manhood that is not considered a bad thing nowadays. Go ahead, I'll wait. You can't say protector anymore because, well, how dare you? You can't say provider because women can do that too, you know, and they're underpaid. What traits are uniquely male and why is that important? We have completely mangled these deep instinctual elements of our nature, and it's causing a lot of problems in society as a whole. So let's break it down, much like we break men down. So here are the two messages for men that are destroying us. There is a cultural narrative and then a countercultural narrative. Let's start with the cultural narrative. There's a certain type of guy I see out there in the wild now that has a very unique way of doing the one thing guys have been doing since the beginning of time: getting with ladies.
I've really come to accept my toxic masculinity.
I really hope she reads this, bro. It's like they think that the only way to be a man is to not be a man. This leads me right into a dear friend I want to introduce you to. Say hello to the emasculated man. He gets excited about upcoming video game releases even though he has a backlog of over 100 games he hasn't yet played. He watches video essays that dissect superhero movies. He buys the collector's edition of anything that gets released that says collector's edition on it. He is the modern man.
I was friend-zoned 3 times this week.
That's an improvement. He lives in a society of excess and uses it to drown out the emptiness he feels. Hopefully the next MCU movie will be really good and that'll get him through the next month. At the very least, it's something to look forward to.
I'm not as negative about Phase 4 as others are. I think they're all great.
That's an improvement. He lives a docile existence, mindlessly hopping from one intellectual property to another. If the country suffered an electromagnetic pulse attack, he would be the first to go.
Actually, I live downtown so I can walk to Whole Foods.
But what if Whole Foods becomes no foods, then what?
But it helps the environment, what I do.
His lasting impact on the world is the same as his net carbon footprint, 0. And this is the way society wants it. This man is a threat to no one. This guy absolutely hates himself with the hatred of 1,000 suns. He hates who he is, but he doesn't know why. That is, until the countercultural narrative. We're all the masculine men. Stop being such a soy boy and get in the bleeping gym. Now, this seems attractive. This speaks to a repressed instinct inside of the modern man.
You know, Ant-Man 3 didn't quite fill the gaping void in my soul the way I was hoping it would. Let's just see what this guy has to say.
The isolated modern man, a follower by nature, soon finds comfort in acceptance by completely rejecting all facets of his former life. He didn't learn anything from it. He's just following something new. He's an alpha now. You want women? You gotta earn them. True men aren't flipping through a bleeping app begging for scraps. You want a 10? You walk into a party and you pinpoint the target, you execute, not like, don't execute him.
Like murder?
No, that's what I don't do that. But execute on the plan to get her in bleeping bed.
Okay, cool. Yeah, right. Wait, bed? Like porn, but like it's real?
It's you. An alpha in training. Both of these cultural messages are completely wrong for opposite reasons. Let's talk about why. The cultural narrative rejects every bit of programming that thousands and thousands of years of hunting and gathering has ingrained in our DNA. As a man, sitting on your fat butt and consuming entertainment while eating processed foods that makes your butt even more fat, this is a slow death. There is no call to adventure. There is no hope. The greatest call to adventure is which app you're gonna open up next. There are only upcoming movie releases. That's literally all that you have. But you're told that everything you actually know deep down that you wanna be is some form of toxic or something.
It is toxic. And I'll keep saying it's toxic until it works on this dating app. Come on, somebody bite.
The cultural narrative is the antithesis of manhood. Now, the problem with the countercultural narrative is that it is manhood. kind of. It's manhood without restraint. And anything without restraint is bad. But if you're an isolated, empty modern man, the message works. I do feel hopeless. I do feel emasculated. I do feel cultural forces attempting to repress me. I can't believe I used to care who they cast as Batman. Now I just watch YouTube videos owning the libs. Suddenly, things that used to bring you joy to talk about, media, pop culture, you actively hate these things because you, my friend, have been red-pilled.
Oh yeah, that's something I used to care about too when I was an NPC, a non-playable character in a video game that I do not play anymore because I'm too busy in the gym.
But see, just because someone correctly identifies a problem does not mean that their solution is correct. Because it's true. Guys have an inherent instinct to love and protect and provide. And yes, I agree that we are currently living in a time when those desires are actively suppressed. Instead of real life being lived well, everyone's just sitting at home on their phones. And they're either mindlessly consuming Netflix, which feels wrong, or they're mindlessly consuming a countercultural narrative, which feels right.
Or I'm watching porn, which I'm not sure if I'm supposed to stop doing now that I'm red-pilled. I'm kind of afraid to find out. I do respect women, though.
I do too. I'm sex positive, which is going to be a fantastic thing to have in my bio. Once someone swipes right, it's all gonna be worth it on that day.
Thank God I missed all of this growing up. Thank God. See, when I was growing up, yeah, we had the internet, but the internet was something you did after real life. Josh and I would argue in the car on the way home from church about who said that they were gonna get on MySpace when they got home. And the argument turned into, I thought about it before you did. And that argument worked somehow. You'd hang out with your friends during the day, and then at night, everyone would go get online and gossip with each other on instant messaging about all the things that had happened that day. That was when things were perfect, literally perfect. Everyone living normal lives during the day, then going home and sinning on the internet at the end of the night. Totally different than what is happening now. So, what do you do for the modern man? How do you fix this? Thick-neck Gym Alpha Bros must be stopped. And MCU, whoever you are, please stop eating the processed foods. You don't have to constantly be proving you're a man, okay? People who do that are proving the opposite. I've got muscles, I've got gains, I've got this membership site I'm launching where we can talk about true man stuff that's too spicy for social media. Being a bleeping man is so bleeping amazing. I'm so bleeping rich and so bleeping high right now. If it is, it is. You don't have to tell me it is. If you have to tell me that it is, you're telling me that it isn't. Even though you know it should be, so just be. I want to put forth a new narrative. I call it quiet strength. Quiet strength means taking care of business without drawing attention to what you're doing. Because it's just what you're supposed to be doing. You're not a hero, you're just doing your duty. And that makes you a hero in your own video game of life. Do you take care of your community? Do you take care of your family? Are you constantly striving to learn new things? Are you right with God? That's what it means to me to be a man. And again, you don't make a big deal about these things. You just do them. You set a good example, and you do so quietly.
Oh, isn't it great that your dad spends some time with you every once in a while, son?
Yeah. You're my dad.
Yeah, well, some dads wouldn't do that.
Oh, well, that's really sad.
Yeah, it is. But your dad does spend time with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, you don't have to say thank you, son. Hey, let's get a picture of Daddy Day so I can post it on my Instagram.
Oh, please don't use me to try and get women, Dad. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. We're right here. So, if you feel aimless or confused, just know that it's the spirit of the age. You're not weird. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just the times that we're living in. This is where we are in the cycle. Do what you can to better yourself. Do what you can to help others, and do it quietly. Be a strong, steady presence in the lives of those around you. That's what a man should be. And it's okay if you're excited for the new MCU movie, okay? Just don't get that excited. Do you want to take an honest look at yourself in the mirror, but you're kind of afraid to? Maybe you've taken a personality test and caught yourself adapting to what the results say about you. Don't do that. Our friends at Unbound just released a book called The Personal Triangle, the skills you need to live life well, and they're offering a free download of the full-length book exclusively for Blimey Cow viewers. Unbound specializes in training young adults with the skills and abilities they need to live and work effectively in the real world. And here's the honest truth, guys. Your gifts, strengths, and skills can't be crammed into 9 categories, 16 types, or 4 quadrants or whatever. You are far more uniquely created than that. And this book is not a personality test, okay? It is a model to help you capitalize on your core strengths. You'll have to intentionally account for your weaknesses and then grow in the direction that your interests take you. If that sounds cool to you, visit beunbound.us/blimeycow to download your free full-length copy today. Again, that's beunbound.us/blimeycow.
Hey, so I can post it on my Instagram.
Oh, please don't use me to try and get women, Dad. Jeez.
There you go. That was funny.
Jeez.